Hi, my name is Montana Jessat, and this is my EDU412 Task1 presentation on the 8 Aboriginal Ways of Learning framework. Inclusion. This is a term we as teachers have all heard of, but are we really creating classrooms that are positively inclusive of all our students and their backgrounds? In a nutshell, inclusion refers to the right that each person has the opportunity to actively participate in all learning experiences whilst in class, and different inclusive strategies are utilised by the teacher to ensure all students have a sense of belonging. Today, I am going to be talking to you about the 8 Aboriginal Ways of Learning framework. Our classrooms are made up of a variety of different culturally diverse backgrounds, and as a teacher, it is important to recognise and implement these cultural perspectives into every day at school. The 8 Ways framework focuses on incorporating Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander perspectives, processes, and protocols into the classroom, not only Indigenous content. This will enhance not only the learning of your Indigenous students, but also the learning of every single student in your class. You may have heard of Howard Gardner's multiple intelligences theory. The 8 Ways framework is very similar to this, but looks at the 8 different intelligences through an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander lens. Using other practices such as Bloom's taxonomy, which allows teachers to differentiate for students based on cognitive abilities and a variety of learning levels, or the Universal Design for Learning model, which gives a range of guidelines and strategies for a variety of differentiation, such as multiple means of representation, multiple means of action and expression, and multiple means of engagement. By doing this, teachers are able to differentiate their learning and teaching to create an inclusive classroom for all students. This presentation will focus on implementing 3 of the 8 ways to a Year 2 science learning experiences where the students explore the Earth's natural resources and how they are used in a variety of ways. The 3 ways that will be implemented into this learning experience are land links, story sharing, and community links. As I mentioned before, the learning experience I'm going to talk to you about today is suited for a Year 2 science class, where the students focus on the Earth's resources and how they can be utilised in a variety of ways. This learning experience involves the students going out into the environment in groups of 4 and looking at the way natural resources are used in our school. For example, how soil, rocks, water, and plants are used. To differentiate this learning for different learner needs, the students will choose how they would like to collect their data. Some may choose to use iPads to take photos and videos of what they find, whilst others may like to draw pictures or write their discoveries. By doing this, students have the flexibility in the way that they display their information, which is utilising the multiple means of representation aspect of the Universal Design for Learning model. Bloom's taxonomy will also be used to differentiate the complexity for students working at lower level abilities, sound level abilities, and gifted and talented level abilities. Finally, the teacher can also differentiate this learning experience based on their learning needs and readiness as the students are working in small groups. This component of the learning experience is implementing the land links trait of the 8 Aboriginal Ways of Learning framework, through using the land and nature to understand and enhance new learnings. By linking the land to the learning experience, students begin to understand how the Earth's resources can be used in different ways, as well as the importance of looking after our environment. This aspect of the learning experience also highlights features of other pedagogical learning theories that enhance the quality of inclusion. A constructivist approach is used as the students build on their prior knowledge of the Earth's resources and their uses to create new findings and understandings in their school environment. They also learn collaboratively, as they are working in groups with their peers. By collaborating, students are able to actively work together to gain deep understanding of the task. This experience also involves the 8 ways framework element of story sharing. Once the students have investigated the school environment, they will work together in their groups and discuss the information that they have collected. They can also discuss their predictions of what other uses the Earth's resources may have outside of school. By doing this and sharing their ideas with their peers, the students are adopting a story sharing approach to the task. This experience is differentiated for auditory and verbal learners, as they are able to discuss their ideas as well as listen to their peers. This approach is using the multiple intelligences to differentiate, which believes that teachers should scaffold the learning to involve students' strengths and interests. The students will present their findings in a yarning circle environment, where everyone is collaborating and equally sharing their thoughts. Historically, Indigenous peoples used story sharing and personal narratives as a way to transfer their knowledge and beliefs onto others in a circle environment where there is continuous knowledge, as there is no beginning and no end. By sharing their knowledge and beliefs of the Earth's resources and their different uses, students are concreting their knowledge in this area as they are adopting an approach which is familiar and authentic to them. This section of the learning experience adopts a socio-cultural theory. The ideas of Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory is based around student cognition as a result of their social, cultural, and historical experiences and backgrounds. During this teaching segment, the teacher can use questioning as a form of formative assessment to gain an understanding of student knowledge and also to scaffold their future lessons. By sharing these stories in a yarning circle environment, the relevance, value, and authenticity of the lesson is increased, which incorporates the multiple means of engagement component of the universal design model as a tool for differentiation. The third 8 way that has been incorporated into this learning experience is community links. This way of learning incorporates Aboriginal pedagogies as a group-orientated practice that is connected to real-life experiences and contexts. In an Aboriginal community, learning life values and involving the community in student learning is the most significant pedagogy. Phillips and Lampert also highlight the significance of involving community into our schooling and environment and the positive impact that it has on our relationships and student success at school. As a follow-up from this learning experience, the students will have a talk from a member from the community around the importance of looking after the environment. The community member will also talk about the different ways Aboriginal people used the earth resources in the past and how they can still be used today. The community member will use visuals and hands-on materials to teach the content in a way to differentiate for visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learners. After the discussion, the students will then go home and talk about the different natural resources they use in their homes. The students can use iPads, notepads, words or pictures to display their information, which differentiates by using the UDL guidelines' multiple means of representation. Authentic learning takes place when the learning is meaningful and focused around real-life situations. In this segment, the students are exposed to real-life experiences and knowledges about the use of the Earth's resources. The students will make connections to what they already know and build on their prior knowledges and experiences, which represents a constructivist approach. By having a community member come into the classroom, the students will be engaged thoroughly as it fosters collaboration, communication, and is a fun way to learn new understandings. In conclusion, the 8 Aboriginal ways of learning can have a significant positive effect on the levels of differentiation and inclusion in your classroom when used in conjunction with other differentiation tools and learning theories. I hope by listening to this presentation, you have been motivated to give this a go to create a culturally inclusive classroom where learners are supported and catered for.